part 10 of home church versus large building church structure for Christian families. This one I want to talk about compromise. And that is probably the most important thing to look at with your church, is to make certain that the one up behind the pulpit is not compromising the word, the gospel, that he's handling the sheep correctly, handling the house of God correctly, and the staff, not just him, but the staff he hires and the leaders they put in place, the things that are being allowed in the church building, whether it be congregation or whether it be helpers, servers. Sin can live very comfortably in churches, and it starts with the tolerance of the pastor. What is he tolerating? Does he tolerate? Does he preach not only the gospel of grace and mercy, but also repentance unto salvation? Read in Revelation chapters 2 and 3, which speak of the 7 churches that God is warning in the end, that in our days, all of these churches think that they are on the right path. They think that they're following God, but in reality, he has things against them, and he's saying that they are in error, that only one of those churches was actually following Christ and exalting him the way that he should be honored, and was leading those people in the correct direction. You don't want to be someone who is leading others in a wrong direction. And I guess my faith has always been black and white. And I believe in the Trinity, and I believe in grace and mercy and Christ's death and resurrection, and us being saved and sanctification and justification, but also repentance, and also not being deceived, and also not compromising. And you only know that if you go into the Word. And then when you go into the Word, put your churches and put your pastors and staff to the test. And if anything in there doesn't feel right, if it doesn't read right, if it's a habit, if it's not just a glitch, it's not just one weekend, but it's several months or years in a row that this is just what they believe, you can tell, and things are slipping through the cracks, it's a good indicator that you should not be part of that group. Sometimes you need to come home and circle around your table with your husband or with your wife and your children and get into the actual Word to find the truth, and then wait to be deployed again to that next church if he would like.